Hey there, Tundra Nation, welcome back to the channel. Today on Tundra Tactical, we're back at it again telling you all about why the decision you made sucks, meanwhile ignoring the fact that we are becoming increasingly negligent of highlighting our own faults in an effort to prevent our little channel from fading into GunTube obscurity. So stay tuned, thanks for watching, and let's start the show. AR-15 Part 2 opener in 3, 2, 1, go.
Whoa,
hey,
whoa.
What?
No, dude.
I do something wrong?
No, it's just, see, here's the problem. The last one of these we did, I feel like some people thought that we were being, like, satirical or funny.
I wonder how they got that impression.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of viewers are very stupid.
You don't say.
We're trying to be absolutely serious about what we're talking about.
Yes.
Alright, the firearms are not a joking matter.
Absolutely not.
We don't screw around.
No, never.
So when we talk about these accessories,
we gotta be stone-faced, we gotta be on point, we gotta be given just A, B, C, D, E, G, F, G.
That's the kind of crap I'm talking about.
Don't f around?
Quit f***ing around.
Okay.
I need you to put your shit on and take this seriously.
Alright, cool. I got the perfect idea. I'll be right back. Good call. Good pep talk. Woo! Have we ever said, just in public company, that we're f***ing idiots? Last time we talked about AR accessories that we thought were dumb, you guys absolutely flipped out about that still stupid 3x magnifier. I mean, wow, how sensitive can you guys get? Due to the fact that Eric has poor social skills and took delight in everybody freaking out about one item that we don't like being added to our list, he has decided to let you know what other accessories he finds are objectively bad for your AR-15.
He's at it again!
Do I seriously have to use the air quotes? I mean, come on, these things are all pretty damn terrible. Grip pods are pretty much ridiculed by the majority of AR enthusiasts, and this one I think is pretty safe to put on the list. But there are a couple of, dare I say, redeeming qualities that we do want to hesitantly point out. Since my management training at a former corporate gig told me to always end a critique on a high note, I am going to do the 100% opposite of that and give the high points out first. See what I did there? Before I crush this thing.
I must break you.
While these things look and seem unbelievably cheap, they are actually surprisingly rugged. While not indestructible, many a grip pod has deployed with soldiers and returned undamaged. Yes, the military issues these things, and they are not good. It also works as advertised and offers a solid forward grip or a relatively sturdy bipod, kinda like it should because it was designed to literally do only those two things. Outside of doing what it's supposed to, mostly, and not breaking as easily as we thought it would, everything else about this thing is pretty damn bad. It has the ergonomics of a rounded off brick, and is entirely too large to be considered anything but ludicrous as a forward grip.
Hey, that's what she said.
It's also much heavier than it needs to be, causing a less stable shooting platform when shooting offhand, which is counter to the goal that a forward grip is supposed to achieve. The bipod deploys properly most of the time, but with a violent plastic smacking sound, and stores away inside of the enormous grip. The bipod's also not adjustable, and it's not really retained in the deployed position. And it also has enough slop to make Billy Madison blush.
I know how you kids like them sloppy.
Lady, you're scaring us.
These things are ugly, and pretty much immediately identify you as a noob. If you do happen to own one of these things, please do me a favor. Just put it on the bottom of your gun safe and cover it with the cardboard from those stupid Tula ammo boxes that broke and dumped loose rounds literally everywhere. And never speak of it again. Don't even try throwing it out. The garbage man or the neighbor who sneaks their trash into your bin might actually find this thing, and you'll never, ever be able to live down the ridicule. Canted iron sights are something we see often when looking for those high-quality gun parts on Amazon.com. Alright, this should let you know that they're generally not made by the highest-end manufacturers, and that Eric will resort to Amazon, Alibaba, or Wish.com to just save $1 on some really cheap and crappy gun accessories, which will end up being replaced 2 or 3 times before he inevitably learns his lesson and buys something good, like he should have done in the first place. Here's the deal. Backup iron sights are generally a good thing. We will obviously agree with that, but most of us are never going to need them. And here I stress the word need. Most of us are not military, law enforcement, or contracted trigger pullers. It's great that a fair amount of the community likes to train and push their skills up to a new level, just like it's fine that a bunch of people want to play basketball down at the Y even though they have no intention of ever trying out for the Celtics anytime soon.
You suck.
Saying that you need backup iron sights is like the 38-year-old data entry specialist that you work with needs to go practice his free throws. Get some backup iron sights when you can afford them, if you want them. Odds are that your M&P 15 Sport 2 will not be dropping invaders when Red Dawn 2 kicks off in real life. Fingers crossed. Ooh, tough joke for Minnesota right now. But more specifically, canted iron sights are dumb because they're not only unnecessary, but they're counterproductive. Iron sights are not as quick and accurate as a red dot, hollow sight, or a scope. So don't you dare tell me down in the comment section that you shoot better with iron sights.
Fight me, haters!
That's bullshit, and you know it. Now that you have a backup aiming system that's not quite as accurate, let's go ahead and put it in a spot that makes you hold the rifle in a very uncomfortable and unusual position so that your lack of training with both sights and the way you have to contort the rifle will further decrease the accuracy. Sure, you can train and make yourself more proficient, just like I could go change the light bulb in the bathroom so my wife quits complaining about me trying to take a dump in the dark with the door open. But let's be honest here, guys. Neither one of those things are happening this week, and next week ain't looking good either. Next on the list for verbal destruction is the drum mag. These things are possibly some of the dumbest things ever created and exist only to trick idiots into buying them.
You dumb! You're dumb!
Yeah, sure, there was some drama with the owner of the company that manufactures some of these things about a year or two ago, but this critique is objectively about how stupid and shitty this product is and nothing else. We could probably make an entire video about the top 5 reasons these things are bad all on its own, but that would be dumb and bad, and Eric is way too lazy to write something like that, period. When these things are loaded, they are heavy as hell, like way too heavy to be practical or useful. Unless you got some of them big old arms like Mr. Fittenfire out there, I doubt you have even the intestinal fortitude to play around with one of these things on your rifle for a bit of a laugh without complaining. Most of us consider 12-ounce curls to be a fitness plan and can't be bothered to lift heavy things regularly. And while there are those out there that have the physical condition to do operator things, you're probably going to choose not to carry this thing because it's still too heavy. On top of that, they jam a lot. These things are notorious for causing stoppages so consistently you can pretty much plan ahead for them.
Peanut butter and jam!
What the f are you doing, Phil?
Why would you introduce a piece of kit to your rifle that will actively make it less reliable than the standard hardware? Hashtag aftermarket Glock parts, am I right? These things also take forever to load. Surefire does make a high capacity magazine that loads like a normal mag and even looks similar to normal magazines. So why would you choose this thing over literally anything else when it's so over-engineered that you need a 2-year program at the local trade school to understand how the spring works if it ever requires service? All right, calm down. I see you. I see you down there in the comments section reeing harder than an AK fanboy after I call his favorite rifle a piece of communist garbage trash. Pump the brakes there, kiddo. I'm gonna try to see things from your point of view. Now, let's say that you are in a hypothetical situation where you're in a static position awaiting an attack. You have sufficient means of supporting and resting your AR in something so you don't have to hold it, and you also don't have a crew-served weapon in this position. Let's not forget that your box of Lucky Charms happens to have all marshmallows, and your CMAG works reliably and properly.
Hell yeah!
In this very specific and unrealistic situation, you're gonna shoot 100 rounds and then what? Are you gonna be telling the bad guys to wait like 10 minutes while you reload? Or are you actually telling me that you're willing to purchase more than one of these garbage factory magazines at well over $100 a pop? If you agree with this point, I would like to remind you how unrealistic and hypothetical it is to get a box of cereal from the good folks at General Mills that has no actual cereal in it. They are a solid Minnesota company with exceptional quality control. Also, if you point out that I have one of these things sitting on the shelf behind me in the comment section, I am actually going to be calling Santa Claus and telling him that you are officially off the Christmas list. Ever since the lower enlisted soldiers thought that they were cool dudes, idiots have been purchasing editions for their magazines. Now, I'm not about to criticize people who seek the value of throwing a 550 cord loop on a magazine baseplate so it can be pulled out of the magazine pouch a little bit easier. Even though it's kinda overkill and lame, what I am asking is why you would pay more money to add more crap to your magazines when 550 cords is practically free if you've ever served, or cheap as hell if you haven't. Imagine spending $20 on a baseplate because it has the name Ranger in the product description, then installing it on a $12 magazine, and then not being able to secure your magazine pouch closed because the baseplate is now too big. Nice work. As long as we're talking about magazines, the fifth thing on this list, and I can't believe that I'm about to mention accessories for what could arguably be considered an accessory to a rifle, those stupid dust covers that protect the top of the magazine, those should be outlawed. Some of the magazines do come with them, and for whatever reason, you can actually purchase these things online. Don't use them. Don't buy them. Trust me, you don't need them. Please, do me a favor and just try to forget they've ever existed. Well, that about wraps it up for today, folks. If you disliked the video, then you probably have a TacSac installed on your latest AR build. But if you liked the video, make sure to smash that thumbs up button and share it around with your friends. Consider subscribing to the channel and checking out our Patreon page to stay up to date on current and future content. And if you feel like repping some Tundra swag, follow the link in the description below to our store on Teespring. Thanks for watching, Tundra Nation, and you can now find us on Instagram at Tundra Tactical MN.